What's up, 5th grade? Today we're going to be drawing, you guessed it, Civil War generals. I have provided some different styles of beards and mustaches for you to choose from, or you can pick one that you like from here. I'm going to be drawing this gentleman right here. I like the way he's positioned in his photograph, so we will use that one. If you see another one that you like, feel free to draw it on your own, but just so you know, I am drawing this man right there. We're going to start with the head, and we're using a very light sketching way of drawing. We don't want any hard, harsh lines just yet. We're just going to sketch it on, and it's going to be a round shape, not quite an oval, not quite a circle, but a head shape. You guessed it. After you have the head drawn, it should be somewhere in the middle. Leave room at the bottom for your body. Now we're going to sketch the neck. Two pretty short lines, nothing too detailed. Just straight down. Now we're going to add the collar of the jacket. Have an eraser handy, that's helpful. Collar of the jacket. Notice how it kind of splits in the middle, so it's pretty straight, and then before they touch, they go straight down. So that collar should be pretty recognizable. Here we go. Connected. Well done. Now we're going to draw the shoulders and the sleeve. So this is going to come down and curve out to the side. We're going to add this seam right here. The seam will show or tell our viewer that the person we're drawing is facing forward. So that helps just with the orientation of the body. Add this little patch here. And then whatever details are in it. Now I'm going to draw that crazy button thing. It's not a patch, but it's like I don't know, the buttons. It's a flap. There we go. So the buttons, there's 3 on top with a little button slit or buttonhole coming off from the side. Then we're going to draw the bottom 3. One of them's going to have to go off the page though, because I ran out of room. Alright, we're going to add the other side of the shoulder, and then the other part of the sleeve is coming down as well. Don't forget the seam, that's important. This one's kind of diagonal, and it comes down, going off the page. Now you can add the other patch on the side, just a little bit of a rectangle. We can't see most of it. Then we'll add those 3 more buttons on the top. 2, 3. Don't forget the buttonhole. Here we go. And then the bottom 3 buttons as well. Man, could you imagine having to button that up every day? Whew. All right. Jacket looks good. On to the hair. All right, now I'm just drawing the same man, so I'm going to draw his hair. If you like any of their hair, go ahead and draw that style to the best of your abilities. Remember, it's okay if you make a mistake. Could be a beautiful hoop. Oops, you could be creating a new hairstyle. So I'm drawing it where it lands on his face. So that's how I'm trying to look at it. I'm looking at it as shapes, not necessarily hair. I just want to see the shape of his hair. Then it kind of comes out to the side. A little more on his face. That's kind of like where his sideburn would be. Erase that part of the head if you have it showing. I know it looks really funny right now, but it'll come together. Here's the ear, because guess what? I forgot it. After I drew that ear, I wanted to chisel his jaw out a little bit so it's not so round, because he's a man and he's got a chiseled jaw. That little bit of tuft of hair in front of his ear is important, and there's some behind his ear. Now for the other side, it kind of flips out a little bit. It does this weird flippy thing. Just enough texture to make it look something like hair. Cool. It's looking pretty good. I will erase this though. It doesn't seem necessary anymore. There we go. I like that. Awesome. Just touch it up a little bit the best you can. Remember, you can pause the videos as often as you need to. Go back. Do what you gotta do. Let's add those eyes. Eyebrows first. So I'm assuming he's an older man, so he does have some wrinkles on his face. So that's what I'm including when I add the eyebrows. When you furrow your brows, they just kind of wrinkle between your eyebrows. So I'm using just kind of a basic eyebrow shape. I fill it in with my pencil. Add that little bit of a wrinkle. There we go. Now his eyes are a little squinty, so they're not wide open like he's rested. I'm sure he's tired. Draw the other eye. Basic almond shape. Now when I add that eyelid above his eye, that makes him, it ages him a little bit, gives him more character in his face. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make it look like he's looking to the side. So that's why his irises are pointed to the side. I added some wrinkle around the eye. Don't forget the pupils. You might be wondering if we're coloring this. You can color it, or you can use just your pencil and shade it in. Keep it grayscale. It looks pretty cool. You'll see how I shade it when we move forward. All right, putting that little indentation between his eyes. This is going to be his nose, his nostril coming to the side, and then connect those two. Noses can be pretty fun to draw, practicing anyway. I suggest you do it. All right, a little more wrinkle in his face. I like to go back and kind of sharpen up some of my lines as I go when I decide if I like them or not. Now you get to pick your mustache or beard, or you can make up your own style. I'm going to stick to what he had in the picture. So it's just it's kind of like the classic, the first one on that idea sheet I made. So it's just going to come under his nose just like this and curl out on the ends. And then just showing texture underneath. There we go. A little more texture. And then he's got that little, like a patch of hair under his bottom lip. I'm going to assume his lips are covered by that mustache. They gotta be. Cool. All right, let's start shading it in. Oh, wait. Detail on his patch. Then we will shade. When you're shading it in, watch how I hold my pencil. I hold it pretty far back. That way I don't accidentally press too hard, because then I'm going to use my fingers to blend in that little bit of graphite I added to the face and the neck. So it's going to soften it up and make it look shaded. So wherever you see a shadow on the face, that's where you will add the graphite and blend it in. Don't forget, your eraser can take off any graphite you added where it's too much. Like I said, you can continue to just blend in this way with graphite and pencil and keep it black and white like this. If you choose that, make sure you color in the hair dark with your pencil. Otherwise, you can use crayons and add color that way. Just keep them muted. That means no like hot pink and bright orange and anything like that. You want to keep it muted, neutral colors, grays, blacks, browns, tans, maybe some gold, yellow. That's up to you. So I'll go back through and color it in. One final step, if you wish to do this, you don't have to. You can just simply crinkle it up to give it that old vintage rustic look, something Civil War time. So just be careful when after you crinkle it up and you open it, you don't want to rip it. Whoop, I dropped it. You don't want to rip your paper too much down the middle. You can tear the sides to make it look a little more old. I just recommend if you choose to wrinkle it, go back and kind of sharpen up some of your lines once again. I hope you guys enjoyed. Chat soon.